Alright, in this tutorial, I'm just going to show you some very basic but really important function in Python programming that is about how to turn a string to an array, or we call it a list. Okay, because sometimes we want to convert the string to array just for some reason. Like when someone writing something in a string, but you want to store it one by one in an array or in a list, and then you will need to know how to do it. And in this tutorial, basically we will use a function called split to achieve this kind of operation. And I hope you can learn something which will be super useful in your Python coding journey. Okay, so basically, please understand the syntax of the split function. Actually, that is the built-in function of a string. So you can just have any kind of string and just call the function split and put some optional argument in the split function. And I will show you step by step. So first of all, let's do some example and understand the basic how the split function work. So first of all, of course, you need to define a string. So I define a variable called string demo, and then I just write a random sentence in the string. You can write any kind of sentence by yourself if you're following my coding in your PyCharm. But now I would just write a random sentence. We all love coding Python. It's really easy to learn and amazing. Alright, so just a random sentence. Maybe, yes, we all love working Python, coding for Python, and because it is really easy to learn and it's really amazing. Alright, so now I define another variable to store the result of the split. What does that mean? Because when we call the split function through the string data type, the result will be a list, and we need a variable to store this string array list. So I define a splitted array variable to store the returned list. And let's see the result. So I've just printed out what actually stored in the splitted array. And now we run the program. And now you can see, wow, the string is separated and become a lot of individual items. We all love coding Python. It's really easy to learn and amazing. Okay, I guess if you are smart, you can tell what's happened in this split demonstration. Actually, it just divides the sentence by the white spaces. That means whenever there are white spaces, it will divide it and store it into an individual items into the list. And now I'm trying to define another variable called string demo2. Okay, and I write another just random sentence. Just hope you to don't be get too boring, and just write another sentence to demonstrate how the split function work. I write we got a lot of libraries such as NumPy, Pandas, OpenCV, Procly, Dash, Matplotlib, etc. Okay, that is true. In Python, there are lots of libraries. What I mentioned are those libraries which are really important, and you can watch the tutorial I have done on these kind of important libraries. Okay, so I define another variable called split array2 to store the result. Now you can see I call the split function and put an argument inside the function, comma. What does that mean? I just defined the separator. That means when I call this split function, the Python will look at the comma. Whenever there is a comma, it will separate the sentence into an individual item. So now I run the program. And you can see in the list, we just make it separately into different items because of the comma. It is a separator to break it down into a lot of individual items whenever there is a comma appear in the sentence. Alright? So you can see pandas, OpenCV, Portly, Dash, all stored as an individual items in the list. You can modify the code, you can change a little bit, and you can see the big difference if you change the operators, the separators, because whenever there is a space or just a little change, it will tell the Python to look at the separator again, because it will exact match the separator in order to split it out into individual items. Now I would like to show you one more example. How to split the characters by character. What does that mean? First of all, I just define a variable called string demo fee. Okay, simply I just define a string called, of course, use the brand name Python startup. Okay, all the characters are packed together. Now, instead of using the split function, I would like to define a variable called splitted away fee and use a function called list, and then just put the string demo fee variable inside. And this function will just divide the string into an individual characters and store it separately in the list, the splitted away fee. And now I would like to print it out. I just print the splitted away fee and let's see the result. So interesting. The whole string, the string are separated into an individual characters. P, Y, T, H, O, N, S, T, A, R, T, U, P. So these will convert all the string into an individual characters. So in this tutorial, I just want you to understand how to use the split function, something you need to pay attention, and also the list function to help you to break it down into individual characters.